It took 4 overtime periods to decide a winner between Hampden-Sydney and Washington-Lee on Saturday, but the Tigers were the ones that jumped out early with 17 unanswered points, thanks in part to the Tigers' passing game as Mike Goad caught a pair of early passes, including a desperation effort from Nash Nance as he was falling down. Holton Walker also had an early catch as he brought him 12 yards closer to putting points on the board. The Tigers' offense stalled thereafter, but a 31-yard field goal by Max Antwerps made it 3-0 with 10:46 to go in the first quarter. Hampden-Sydney looked to be back in business when the defense came up with a turnover. Russ LaBeouf pounced on a fumble at the WNL 43-yard line. HSC couldn't take advantage of the opportunity as a fourth down pass was knocked down by Chris Cranford. The turnover only momentarily stopped the Tigers' early momentum as John Michael Sprague took a quick out pass and then darted 21 yards down to the 1-yard line. On the very next play, it was Sprague who had finished the effort for a touchdown and a 10-0 lead at the outset of the second quarter. Hampden-Sydney's defense again stepped up as Josh Doggett forced a fumble that was recovered by John Moore at the 45-yard line. Then it was time for some creativity as a flea flicker resulted in a 41-yard gain to Fuller Clark down to the WNL 12-yard line. 5 plays later, Evan King made it 17-0 Hampden-Sydney with 10 minutes to go in the first half. WNL got its first points off a 3-yard touchdown run by Luke Heinsohn, but the extra point was blocked, leaving the score 17-6 at the half. WNL asserted its rushing offense in the third quarter, and it began with a 24-yard scamper up the middle by Lombardo. That drive ended with a second 3-yard touchdown run by Heinsohn. Then it was time for some Generals defense as Lee Peasley intercepted Nash Nance at the WNL 43-yard line. After 7 short runs that included a conversion on 4th and 3, Heinsohn took a pitch from Lombardo over the left side and burst 35 yards to pay dirt, giving the Generals their first lead of the game at 20-17 with 4:25 to go in the third quarter. But Hampden-Sydney would be quick to respond as it started with a 16-yard pass from Nance to Droey Druhan down to the 2-yard line. 2 plays later, King would punch it in one more time from 1 yard out, making it 24-20 Tigers. Antwerps tacked on 3 more points with 4:31 to go, but it was Luke Heinsohn who would run in from 3 yards out for his 4th touchdown of the game, sending the contest into overtime at 27-all. After neither team scored in their first possession, Hampden-Sydney struck first as Nash found Holton Walker for a 25-yard touchdown. The extra point was good. The Generals responded with a 20-yard touchdown run by Brett Murray, making it 34-34 going to the third extra frame. This is the time when teams must go for 2 if they score, and score is what WNL did as Murray took it in from 8 yards out, and then it was Heinsohn who took a pitch from Lombardo and tucked inside the front pylon to make it 42-34 Generals. But Hampden-Sydney wouldn't be outdone as Nash Nance drove in from 1 yard out, and then a little misdirection on a fake inside handoff to King to make it 42-42. The Tigers had the ball first in the 4th overtime, but their offense stalled at the 26-yard line, and a 43-yard field goal was pulled wide left, leaving the door open for Washington-Lee. Heinsohn slammed that door shut as he buried a 37-yard game-winning field goal.